Today is another penthouse day on Inside Houston Real Estate. We are downtown and we are on the 32nd floor, and we're going to share with you a phenomenal penthouse that's available for lease with expansive views. And guess what? Not only does this building have amazing amenities, but there is also a chef hall with multiple restaurants on the ground level for your convenience. So stick with us because this is a tour that you don't want to miss. The first apartment we're going to show you is the one-bedroom model. Right now we are on the 10th floor. This model is known as the A7 floor plan, and it is 1,079 square feet. And price for this start right around $2,700 a month. Currently, I believe they only have one on the 25th floor available. But I love the color tones. This building, by the way, has two different color tones. When we get to the higher floors, it's going to flip-flop where the cabinets are darker and the floors are lighter. Right now you're looking at the darker color scheme as far as the floors are concerned and a little bit lighter cabinet. But I love the fact that they have a gas range, full backsplash, under cabinet lighting. 1,079 square feet, and this is one of the better layouts I've seen for 1,079 square feet. There is literally no dead space in here. So you have a nice island. There's cabinets around the island, undermount sink, nice hardware. I love the cabinetry in here. And just off the entryway here, to the right of the entry, is your laundry room. So you can see you have a full-size washer and dryer. And this is a coat closet here to the right. You have a built-in workspace area with some drawers, some shelves at the top, nicely done. And this is really just a great room feel. Now, if you look up, you'll see that there's some track lighting there, which is really designed for this space to have a dining table right here. So they didn't put one in the model, but you can probably do a little small 4-person table in here if you needed to, or a 2-top, but pretty spacious living area. You have a nice balcony, and we'll step outside if I can get this open. There we go. So it's a beautiful day today, folks. It's about 78 degrees. March 19th in Houston, so we do have some beautiful weather here despite the humidity in the summertime. It is gorgeous today. Over to the right, that is actually Minute Maid Field. Hopefully we'll get a better shot of it when we get to the higher floors. But we are in the heart of downtown, so you'll see a lot of street art, a lot of murals, which is a pretty cool one across the street. It says Houston Inspired, or Houston is Inspired. So let's go back inside and show you the rest of this apartment. All right, let's make our way into the bedroom. And folks, this is a king-size bed to give you some scale of the space. Large picture windows here. So you're gonna have a lot of natural light coming in. They do have some kind of blackout shades that you can pull down when you're going to bed at night or need some privacy. And then there is a door leading from the bedroom directly into the bathroom, so that bathroom will double for the bedroom as well as for your guests. And take a look at this beautiful bathroom. Really large tub, very nice tile surround going all the way up, basically from the floor to the ceiling, also into the shower area. So you have a mud set shower, glass framed, and you also have dual vanities here. And for a 1-bedroom, I think this is a pretty nice sized closet. Leave me a message in the comments. I know this is apartment living, so you're not gonna have these huge monster closets, but this to me is pretty good size for an apartment that's only 1,079 square feet. And you have some more shelves here as well as hanging space. So once again, this is the 1-bedroom, 1 full bath, 1,079 square feet, starting at around $2,700 a month, and I believe they only have a couple of these remaining. The second apartment we're going to share with you today is another 1-bedroom. Now it is about 100 square feet bigger, coming in at 1,189 square feet. But guess what, folks? That extra 100 square feet allows for another half bathroom. So this is a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath. And this is perfect because most of the time in a 1-bedroom, you have 1 bathroom and your guests are sharing that bathroom with you, or you're sharing it with them. So to have that extra half bath is great when you're entertaining. People don't have to go into your private space. You have a coat closet right here. Pretty nice sized coat closet, so you're kind of maximizing the storage. And then here, also as we're kind of just past the entryway, you have a full-size stackable washer and dryer. Now this home is pretty much the same color scheme as the last one, so I like the color tones in here. Nice size island. You do have extra cabinet space going around the inside of the island here. Gas range. And you know what I'm going to do while we're here talking? I am going to open up the shades all the way so you can really see the view. Now, we are on the 18th floor. Straight ahead is Minute Maid Park, and it's so cool because as I zoom in, you can actually see almost into the field. And folks, Friday nights when the Astros are playing at home, they have a fireworks show. So imagine living here downtown in the heart of it and being able to watch the fireworks every Friday night that the Astros are playing. That's pretty cool. All right, good size open space here. And the other thing I like about this plan is that extra 100 square feet also gives you a flex space. So for those of you who work at home, this is a great place to put a desk. Maybe if you don't work at home, you could put a tonal on the wall here, which by the way, folks, tonal is a great exercise machine. We've had one now for about 2 years. I absolutely love it. But this is a great 1-bedroom apartment. What do you think? Leave a message in the comments. And we're going to go into the primary bedroom, and I should say the only bedroom, and also like the fact that they did a corner window here. So instead of having a wall going across one side, they're really doing whatever they can to maximize your views. But folks, take a look at this view. And right across here, that is the Rice Hotel. And I'm going to go film that building one day. It is a very old, iconic building here. And they have some of the coolest apartments, loft-style apartments, very industrial. And I will shoot that one of these days in the near future. Now, this room is large enough for a king-size bed. So it's pretty spacious. And here is your primary bathroom. So you have a dual vanity. As we're coming in, you do have some cabinets right here to the right. Very large mirror. Take a look at the tile surround going all the way up from the tub all the way to the ceiling. Mud set shower, glass enclosed with a bench. And you also have a fairly decent closet. Once again, for 1 bedroom, this is not bad. All right, so this again is the A9 floor plan. It starts in the high 2,900 range, 1 bedroom, 1.5 bath, plus your flex space here, which is great for people who work at home or just need an extra area to either put a desk, some exercise equipment, or whatever you need to do. And before I leave this A9 floor plan, I would be totally remiss if I did not take you out onto the balcony. So I'll step back a little. You can see it's not huge, but it's nice enough. You can easily get a couple of chairs out there, or a little coffee table or an end table. But folks, you gotta love the views. If you're urban, or if you love urban living, this is a vibe out here. Got all these high rises and skyscrapers around you. I already mentioned the Rice Hotel. But this is a great view. And once again, there's Minute Maid Park in the distance. City living, folks. We have made it up to the 31st floor. We're one floor away from showing you the penthouse. So before we get there, we have another very spacious apartment. Now, this one is 1,998 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, plus a huge study. So before we get there, let's start with this entryway. I really like the fact that we have high ceilings here. So let me point around. This is an 8-foot high door. So what you're dealing with here is probably 10, 11-foot high ceilings. You have this little area here, which is great to put a console table, a lot of wall space in here to hang art. And guess what? This exact unit is available for lease. So that's why I wanted to share it with you. You have a full-size washer and dryer. I love the fact that the laundry room is kind of separated from the rest of the apartment. We kind of get that out of the way. And then here you have a coat closet. Why do I show you coat closets on this channel? I have no idea, but I'm just super detailed. All right, let's step inside. Now here is your half bath, or powder room, I should call it. And this is perfect. So when you're entertaining, your guests do not have to enter any of the bedrooms. And by the way this is set up, it's really like having 2 primary bedrooms. Now let's swing around here, take a look at the kitchen. You'll notice that the color scheme has changed from the other 2 apartments that we've already toured. Leave me a message in the comments. What do you think about these cabinets? They have kind of like a lacquer finish on them. I think it's pretty cool. Undermount sink, full tile backsplash, tons of cabinet space. Even the island has 4 cabinet doors there. And that's one of the things that you hear when people move to apartments. I don't have enough storage space. I think this one is pretty good. Love the fact that there's a gas range here as well. And the refrigerator has the feel like it's built in almost, the way it's set up. But look at the size of this space. This is a very spacious floor plan. I've noticed as we've toured this building that all of the floor plans maximize livability. There really isn't any wasted square footage. So this area that we're in right now is really designed to be your dining area. So you can see the lights up top, and so I'm pointing down. You can put a dining table here, plenty large enough to go 6, even 8. You have a terrace here. So while we're here, well, let's step outside. And I always say this, but this is what urban living and high-rise living is about, is having these spectacular views. And right now, folks, it's about 4:35, later part of the afternoon, and you can see that the freeways are starting to get full. You gotta love the Houston freeways. You mess around and miss your exit, it's gonna take you another 15 minutes to get back to where you're going. And interesting is I have actually shot both of these buildings across for the channel. So let's go back inside and look at the size again of this great room. So I'm standing where you would have a dining table, but you can see there's a ton of space to set up your sectional, your sofa, your love seats, chairs, tables. You can easily put a TV on the wall right there. This is a really nice layout, and I love the fact that they have large windows here. So you have a ton of natural light coming in. Now let's make our way over here. Now this is the study. Now you have a nice barn door. This is the largest study I've seen since we've been filming apartment and high rises on the channel. Now you have 2 closets in there, so this is a great room that could even double as a guest room. You can't really call it a bedroom because there is no window here, but you do have the closet space. So great place for guests or big study, or if you want to make it an exercise room, you can. By the way, this building has some beautiful, really nice amenities, and we're going to share those with you in a medley of all the amenities after we tour the penthouse. So stick with us. Here is bedroom number 1. And you can see you have a nice balcony here. It faces out the same way as the one does from the main living area. And this bedroom also has direct access into the bathroom. And you have cabinets built in here when you first step in. And the configuration of the bathroom is pretty much like all the other bathrooms we've seen. Nice sized tub, full tile surround, glass frame, mud set shower with a bench seating in it. You also have dual vanities. Let's take a peek at the closet. Very high ceilings in here, so there's a lot of things you can put on the top shelf if you need to go up any higher. All right, now let's make our way back across the apartment and just take a look at the size of the space. Once again, nearly 2,000 square feet. All right, here's bedroom number 2. And by the way, this is on the market for $5,921, this exact apartment. Very nice size window, almost floor to ceiling, not quite there. But let's give you a view. Pretty much the same as from the living area as well as the other bedroom. Great line of the building. And let's take a look at the bathroom. Once again, you have the same cabinets there. It's really a duplicate or mirror image of the bathroom in the other bedroom. All right, and there's your closet. Now the other closet is definitely larger and has more shelving in it. But this is nice. If you have a roommate type situation, this is perfect. Nobody feels like they're getting cheated. Everybody has about the same amount of space. But this is a beautiful apartment. Folks, leave me a message in the comments. What do you think? Could you see yourself living in a space like this? Now, we are going to head to the penthouse, which is the moment I've been waiting for. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to see it at the same time you guys see it here on the channel. All right, so we are going to the penthouse.
Penthouse.
Love how the elevator says penthouse.
Going down.
All right, so we are on the 32nd floor. And by the way, this beautiful, spacious penthouse is available for lease. What we have here is 2 bedrooms plus a spacious den, 3 full bathrooms, and the square footage for this particular apartment, which is known as the C1 floor plan, is 2,227 square feet and is on the market for just under $8,000 per month at $7,993. So if you like what you see and you're looking for penthouse living, definitely reach out. so I can assist you with getting this apartment leased. All right, so we're in the entryway. You have a cool chandelier when we step inside. As you can see, this particular apartment is staged, which I love. So you can, nice console table here. And also you have a tray ceiling at the top. And I don't know about the height, but I would say all the way at the top, you're probably at 12 feet. You have a fairly wide coat closet here. And let's work our way inside. But I like the fact that you have kind of an entry foyer. You don't just step into the apartment. Full-size washer and dryer. Your laundry area is separate from pretty much the rest of the apartment. But this is gorgeous. This is what it's like to live 32 floors above the street in downtown Houston. So I don't even know where to begin, but let's just start here. Let's knock out this living area first, and I'll share with you the bedroom. So as you can see, it's very spacious. What you notice, obviously, when you first walk in the door is pretty much floor to ceiling windows, letting in a ton of natural light, but also giving you a tremendous view. And it's just nice and open. It's just like looking at a picture out of your window. And the way you have this set up here, this similar to the apartment we just left. You have your living area here. Even though this is a great room, you can see there's tons of room for furniture, a lot of wall space here. So great for people who have a lot of art and things to hang on the wall. And then this area is your dining area. Let's walk back a little bit so you can get a better feel for the space. Now, I would think for a lot of people, this is tons of room to work with. Here's your kitchen. And we have the two-tone cabinets with the lacquer and the wood fronts. Nice island. You could probably fit another bar stool there. Nice fixture. And you have a pantry here. And that's pretty spacious. You can get a lot of canned goods and boxes of cereal and whatever inside there. Full backsplash, gas range. I mean, I think this is beautifully decorated and it's just nicely done. Now, here on the penthouse level with the island, where you would have the fourth cabinet in the other apartment, they put a wine fridge at the end. So that's a really nice touch. Now let's work our way this way. And here is one of the full bathrooms. So this is what your guests would use if you're entertaining, but it's nice. It's not just a powder room. And this is your den. Now we can't call it a bedroom because there's no closet in here, but this is a great space if you have guests that are coming to visit. They have a great view and it's a large room. So you can even set up a bed in here. You can make it a study if you choose to do so, but it's just a great extra room for you to have. It's like a bonus room, but it's not small. It's a good size. This apartment is also set up really with two primary bedrooms, if you will. And this one right here, you can see you have a king size bed, plenty of room for nightstands on each side of the bed. Very high ceilings. I think in here we're probably dealing with 12 feet is my guess. It could be a little bit higher. But look at the views, folks. Now it's the same line of the building as the 2-bedroom plus the den that we just saw, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time pointing out the view, but imagine waking up to this every day. I think it's pretty spectacular. All right, let's take a look at the bathroom. Now, one thing that's really nice here, all the other apartments we saw, you had dual sinks, kind of linear, right next to each other. What they did here is they separated the sinks, so you have one on the left. You have your large tub right in the middle. Once again, that full tile backsplash going all the way into the shower. And then here is your other vanity exactly opposite. So this is a great touch because I know my wife and I, we have separate sides of the bathroom, which is just nice. It's not crowded. Everybody has their own individual space. Also here, instead of the regular closets, they did a custom closet, which is great. Leave a message in the comments. Are you liking this penthouse as much as I am? And also, in comparison to some of the other buildings that we've shot on the channel where the penthouses are, you know, $12,000 up to $15,000 a month, this one at 2,227 square feet for under $8,000 a month is a good value in comparison to a lot of the other penthouses that we've shot for the channel. Really loving this space. Let's show you the other bedroom. And you can see this is a king size bed as well to give you some scale. Large windows. Tons of wall space. And here is your bathroom. And now this one, they did what they did in the other bathrooms. You have the sinks side by side. So I would say this is the secondary primary bedroom. But still, very nice size. And let's take a peek at the closet. So interesting how all of the model homes we go into and even the model apartments are using designer shopping bags in the closets. It's a really nice touch. All right, so that is the penthouse. Folks, definitely kindly hit the like button. Would love to have you subscribe to the channel. It really helps with the algorithm. Hit that bell so you can get notified when we release new videos each and every week. Either we're touring luxury homes that are into the millions, or we are touring high-rises or luxury apartments. So for those of you who are real estate enthusiasts like I am, please keep watching the channel. We appreciate your support. Now from here, we're going to show you all of the amenities. I'm not going to narrate through that. It's just going to be all of the amenities in a nice medley with some music. So take a look. There are some nice amenities in this building. That wraps up the latest episode of Inside Houston Real Estate. Folks, thanks for watching. Kindly consider subscribing. Definitely hit the like button, leave us a comment, and hit that bell so you get notified when we release new videos each and every week. And as always, if you're in the Houston area or anywhere in Texas and you're looking to either buy, sell, or lease any of the properties that we feature on the channel, or you have your mindset on some other properties, definitely reach out to us. Our contact information is below. And we definitely look forward to seeing you on the next one.